if you have a dog with a lot of energy, there's something that I do with my very high energy dogs right before bedtime to make sure that we are having a calm, peaceful evening with my pups. And that takes place about half an hour before bedtime. So I would always take my dogs out about 45 to 30 minutes before we go out for our final bathroom break before bed. And I let my dogs play for like 15, 20 minutes really hard in the yard. Now I do have a fenced in yard, but you can do this on a leash with a harness. You can go for a little bit of a walk. I want you to do something that's a little bit higher energy though. Something where you are playing, where you're actively moving, where you're getting that final burst of energy out of your dog's body so that they can be calmer when it is bedtime. Now, I love doing this as the sun is setting. It really helps for my content creation. There's some really beautiful sunsets and beautiful clouds and skies that I can get. But I've also done this in the dark during the winter months when it gets dark at like 4 in the afternoon. So you want to make sure that you have a space and you have a plan to get your dog out so that they can get that energy out. And I do this every single night unless it's really bad weather. And I want to make sure that I'm getting out as much energy as possible. So I'm bringing some toys out with me. I am bringing both of my dogs or all 3 of my dogs at the same time so that they can play with each other. And I'm making sure that they run. I'm making sure they're running in circles. I'm making sure that they're doing heavy playing so that they tire themselves out, which is really, really helpful if you do have a fenced in area. But if not, like, do something to get that energy out, whether it is putting them on a long leash and just going into your yard and tossing a ball around and then making sure that long leash is attached to you or to a stake or something where they can't run away, but they have some freedom of movement, or doing like a hardcore up and down your road walk back and forth so that they can get that energy out and go at a brisk pace. Yes, it does tire you out, which could potentially help you for your sleeping as well, but getting that energy out of your dogs before you put them into bed, whether it's crate or in bed with you or in their own beds on the floor, getting that energy out is really important. So even if you played with them throughout the day, even if you've really run their little legs off throughout the day, having that about 30 minutes before their final bathroom break and bedtime is really, really helpful. I see a huge difference on the days where it's really bad weather and I can't take my puppies outside versus when they can go out and play. And I want them to play as hard as possible, get that out as much as possible, which also kind of jiggles them around a little bit. So when it comes time for that final bathroom break, they're usually pretty ready to go at that point. So I usually do it about half an hour to 45 minutes before that final bathroom break, because if they do go while we're out playing, that's fine. They'll still have a little bit of time to have whatever last little bits out of them at the end. But if you do it too close to it, that might need to be your final time. So go from the heavy outdoor activity right into bedtime for them. Now, we talk about bedtime routines here a lot on the channel. That also really helps to get your dog in the right mindset for being calm and ready for bed. So once we're done playing, we'll come in. I usually cuddle with them on the couch for a little bit, and then I will take them out for their final bathroom break, at which point we then brush teeth. We brush their fur out. We are dealing with their paw care if we are going to be doing that. And we are doing a wash down because, you know, one of my dogs is very allergic to grass. So we're washing down the tummies and making sure everything is good and clean before we put them to bed for the night. And this triggers all of those things in their minds because they know the process, they know the procedure for this. So they go out, they play, they come in, they cuddle, they go back out, they get ready for bed, and then they go to bed and they go right to sleep. There's not a lot of fussing, there's not a lot of stress. They will go into their beds and they will lay down, and that is pretty much it for the evening for us. So developing that routine and getting that energy out is incredibly helpful for getting your dog situated so that you have a peaceful evening, so that you can do your work, so that you can watch your TV, so that you're not up every 5 minutes taking them out and you're not listening to them whine and cry and beg for your attention throughout the course of the night. Making sure you have a plan and a strategy for that is really, really helpful, and getting that energy out about half an hour to 40 minutes before it is bedtime is really, really good for just getting their bodies ready to go and prepared for how they are going to be going to bed that evening. Drop your questions down below and follow along for more helpful tips helping you navigate the world of dog parenthood so that you can level up for your pup in our daily videos. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.